Hello everyone. It's Maddie with Spectrum Art Creations. Welcome back for the 12 Days of Christmas album. So today we are going to continue on with page number 2. This is day 2 of the 12 Days of Christmas craft along, where we're putting together this album page by page from beginning to end. So if you've missed day 1, you can always go back and watch that. It is linked in the description box down below, is the entire playlist. But without further ado, we are just going to jump in to day number 2 because we've done all the setup now and we're ready to get started. So for page 2, we're going to be using the 2 turtle doves page. Aren't they adorable? Look at those 2 little turtle doves and the gorgeous ornaments up top. So the first thing we're going to need is going to be to bring our trimmer out, and we're going to be cutting this to 8.5. Okay, and then we're going to be keeping the 12 inches. Our goal is to keep those 2 turtle doves there. So we're going to turn this page around and we're going to go to 8.5, and we're going to cut right at 8.5. And we're going to keep that off to the side for now. So now you have a piece that is 12 inches wide by 8.5 inches tall. And your turtle doves are on the right hand side. Now we're going to bring in the scoreboard. And what we're going to do is we're going to flip this over so that the stars are facing us. So you're going to flip this over to the B side of this paper, and the B side has the snowflakes and the stars on it. And the one thing you do want to make sure is that the turtle doves are facing in the right direction. So this way. You do not want them upside down. So once again, you have it like this, and all you're going to do is flip it over and make sure that the turtle doves are facing up. They're going to be on your left hand side, so underneath, but on the left hand side. Okay, so now we're gonna find our scoring tool. Where is my stylus? I'm looking for one specific. The set comes with 5, but there's one that I really like to score with. Where is it? It's right here. Okay, so we're gonna get our scoring tool, and we're going to score at 7.5 from the left hand side. So again, make sure your paper's in the right direction. Let me get rid of this little bit of buckling there, and we're going to go to 7.5, and we're going to score. So now we have this this fold right here, just like so. Perfect. Okay, let's put that off to the side. I'm going to bring in my ergonomic bone folder. We're going to burnish it down, and we're going to have something that looks like this. And we're going to put this off to the side for now. We're going to bring back the 4x12 piece that we had left over and the scoreboard. And now we're going to score that 4x12 leftover piece. And you could choose whichever side is perfect. They're both beautiful. Actually, we'll look at both ways of doing it here in a second. So there is no right or wrong way of scoring this. And we're going to score it at 8 and at 4. So the first score line is at 4 and then 8. Okie dokies. So now we've got this piece scored as well. So your piece should look just like this with the score lines. Once you fold it, it's going to make a Z, as in the letter Z, fold, and you'll have something that looks like this, like the letter Z. There you go. Of course, if you prefer it the other way, as I had mentioned, you have a choice now. You can fold it this way if you prefer. You can look at it both ways. Either way, it's beautiful. So again, no wrong way of doing it. The next thing we're going to do is going to be to decide which is going to be your bottom and which is going to be your top. I am going to go with this look right here, where this is going to be my top. So once I've committed, I am going to burnish that down really well and make sure that I have nice crease lines. So mine's going to open like this. And again, since we're 100% sure of how we want it to look, the next thing to do is to round off 2 of our corners. Now, you're going to only round off the 2 corners on the top flap. So the one all the way to the right hand side right here, we're going to round off the top and the bottom. Again, these are the ones on the right hand side. And so we have something that looks like this. Then we're going to need some magnets. So let's look for some magnets. Smaller ones are preferred, not teeny tiny, because you have some room, but you don't want huge magnets. Oh, I think it's time to restock. I am running out of the small magnets. Oh, no, never mind. I found some. I have plenty. Okay, but you know what these will do? So what we're going to do with our magnets is going to be, we're going to place one of them underneath the left hand side quadrant. So our piece is divided into 3, right? We're going to grab that magnet, we're going to place it on the fold that is all the way to the left hand side on the underneath. So right here, we're going to glue that to the back. Now the trick to that is we don't want to be too close to the edge. So we don't want to be like this close to the edge, or maybe that close to that other edge, or too far out, because we need a pocket in here and we don't want the pocket to be too small. So you want to give yourself enough room from each side like this. You need enough paper so that once you close this, the pocket will be able to adhere to the main page. So that's the only thing to keep in mind. I'm going to use my Tombow glue because it's pretty much an instant bond. Uh-oh, I got a clog. Hang on. All right, clean that up. Give it a squeeze. Uh-oh. We had an accident. All right, I don't need all of that. That is a lot of glue. So I'm going to actually, let me get some of, I'm going to save this for the other magnet. Yeah, we'll save some of that. And all we're going to do is we're going to drop that magnet right in place, right about here. As you can see, I have enough from both sides that my pocket will be able to adhere onto the main page. Okay, while that is drying, we're gonna just set that off to the side for now. And in the meantime, we're going to bring in our gold 12 by 12 sheet. Now, yours might vary somewhat from this because everyone got different ones, but everyone got a gold. So we're going to need that, and we're going to need our tab punch. I'm using the one from We Are. If you do not have this, of course, we have it in store if you need it. We love for you to visit our online store. Or if you do not have that, you can also use the Spectrum Art Creations Whale Tail set, this one right here, or whatever you use in order to create your tabs. So we're going to bring back our trimmer because I'm going to need to cut a piece that it is, wide enough for my whale tail, because I'm going to double it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece that is, 3.5. I usually like to go with a little bit of a wider piece because I can use those pieces, whatever's left over, later on for other things, right? If I cut just a little sliver, then I'm kind of left with that and I might be short for other ones. So I'm going to cut it at 3.5. And it's 12 inches now, but what I'm going to do is kind of guesstimate that I probably need about 3 inches width. So I'm just going to do, cut that piece right there, just big enough for me to be able to punch this out. We're going to set that off to the side for now. Now this is going to give me enough for me to be able to fold it over and get a double-sided or double tab, I should say. And first I'm going to fold it this way just to kind of make the paper behave so it won't crack, because sometimes glitter paper will crack, so be careful with that. And then I'm going to fold it over, and then all I'm going to do is slide that in here in order to create my double tab. I'm going to open this up so I can see where I'm going with this. Hang on, let me cut some of this off because it's a little big. And with thick paper and glitter paper, you have to kind of play around with it. You have to finagle with it just a little bit. You want it to be facing this way, so the closed part is going to go at the top, and again just kind of wiggle it in there because it's thick and it's got glitter, so sometimes it catches a bit. But when I'm happy with it, I'm going to look through it, and I'm my little hole here, and what I want to do is leave a little bit like of a gap at the top and then chomp down, and that's going to give us the double-sided tab. Okay, now this is dry, so now we can bring that back, and what we're going to do is we're going to glue this on the inside of our flap. So let's open the flap up, and we're going to glue that on 3 sides right here. We want to be careful and keep in mind that little fold that we had done, right? That fold line. So don't glue on that. And now we want to check it just one more time to make sure nothing is hampered. It's opening perfect. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue that on 3 sides in order to create a pocket. And if you want to ink up anything, this is a great time to go ahead and do that. You can ink, or maybe give it a distress look, or maybe you can add some gold. You can add some alchemy waxes. That would look absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so if you want to ink up, you can always pause the video at any time and always ink up your pieces and then resume. But what we're going to do is glue that on all 3 sides, making sure that we adhere around our magnet to keep it nice and in place and encapsulated in the paper and adhesive, right? So this side's going to be a little bit wider because we're going to hide and protect that magnet, and then just some glue on the bottom, and then our other side, and that's going to give us a hidden pocket behind the Z fold. And again, you know, you decide, it could be higher, it could be lower, that's just a matter of preference. I am going to go a little high because that gives me some room at the bottom in case I want to add an extra picture or a poem or something else there at the bottom. And then just go around making sure that all your sides are well adhered, including your magnet. Also making sure nothing has oozed out. Let's take a look all the way around. That looks perfect. Okay, so once that is all set, we are going to bring back in our tab. We're going to glue that tab right here, making sure it doesn't stick out of our page. So we want it to be nice and flush. So to do this, first I'm going to glue the one side, and you can go up, down, more centered. That is totally a matter of preference. And again, I'm going to just keep an eye out on that edge, making sure it's nice and flush. Once I have that perfect placement, I'm going to press down and make sure it all opens up fine, that there's no glue around it. And then I'm going to adhere the other half by adding some glue and then pressing that down, and we have perfect flush placement on that tab as well. Clean up any excess glue with my ball stylus and silicone tip tools, and there, perfect. And that was the hardest part. So we are all downhill from here. Now we're going to find the 2 Turtle Doves journaling card, this one right here, in order to create this great magnetic pocket, just like so. pretty cool. Now, I've already used mine here, so I don't have one anymore. So what I'm going to do in order to show you how to do this is I'm going to look through the stash here and find another one that I can use. Of course, I don't have the 2 turtle doves, so I could use that one, or that one, or that one, or this one. That one also. Not those. Those are page specific. So I've got all of these to choose from. I could use that one. How pretty. Or this one. Oh, see, that's pretty too. Oh, I like this one because you can journal on this one right here. And that one's so pretty as well. Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay. The hardest part is deciding which one to use. Now, I did decal my edges, as you can see, and I did that using my scissor. So I have this deckled edge scissor. Of course, you could also use your deckled trimmer, but I just used my scissors in this case. But now I'm going to trim this down because it's a little too big for this pocket right here. So I'm going to just freehand trim some of the sides down, and like so. And then this other side as well. And there we go. And then we're going to adhere that right here, and we're going to hide the magnet behind that. So let's go ahead and get our other half of the magnet. And all we're going to do for the perfect placement is just drop it. That's all. Just let it drop. It's going to basically find itself. It's where it needs to be. And then I'm going to use this extra glue, remember we had, and just put a little dab right there. Don't have to. Again, the magnet is going to be fully encapsulated in this little pocket and covered with paper, but you know, it never hurts to just go ahead and add a little dab of glue. So what we're going to do is we're going to add glue on all 3 sides. Now in this case, I'm going to do it on 3 sides so that we can make that into a pocket right there. Now the other one is not. This one I just fully adhered on. So again, you choose whether you want to have a pocket or not. There's going to be so many opportunities throughout these makes to just decide where to add extra pockets and flips and tucks and all that good stuff. But we want to add enough glue, even though it's going to make for a narrower pocket. We do want to add enough glue to make sure that we are covering that magnet, right? So just like so. And we're going to encapsulate that magnet in our paper so that it is nice and covered. That looks really good. The magnet is hidden, and now we have an extra little pocket as well. Press down. Okay, and now we have a pocket here, right there. Oh, hold up. Right here, as well as another pocket back here. Pretty cool. Okay. And it is fully magnetized. So now let's go ahead and clean up some of the stuff. I'm not going to throw those pieces because you can use those throughout different pages and some additional tags and extra journaling cards. So you'll have plenty of places to use that for decorations. The next thing we're going to do is create a beautiful gold strip here at the bottom. So to do this, we're going to remember a couple of things. Actually, let's do that first. Let's bring out our template. Let's look at it and create our holes. And that's going to give us a template, of course, for where we're going to be inserting our page. So let's do that now. Okay, now with that, we know that we need to think about our page and know that we are not going to be able to see anything past a certain point here. So if we look at our sleeves, we remember that there are two different areas. There's the first one where the holes are, and then there's the little strip right next to it. And we know we're not going to be able to see anything past that point. Well, to some extent. Let me use this to kind of, and you might want to do this as well. It's just a good visual reminder. I know that past this point, I'm not going to really be able to see much. So I definitely don't want to put any decorations in this area. And this will help me as a reminder. Now, again, there are two different places. There's that second strip and there's a first strip with the holes, and we can mark that as well if you want. So let's do the skinnier one as well. And you can use a ruler. You know, I'm kind of just eyeballing this and it's not very straight, but it gives me a general idea and a reminder. Okay, so here I can put X's because I know I am definitely not going to see anything. The piece next to it, I'm going to see some, a little bit to some extent. And then past that, those 2 points, that's where my page should start. Now with that done, we know what we're going to be working with. So we're going to have a trim here at the bottom. To do that, what we're going to need is to ensure, well, actually, you know what, let's put this off to the side. Let me re-burnish that to make sure we have a nice crease there again. We're going to bring in our trimmer and our gold paper. So let's get those two items back. And all we're going to do is we're going to cut a 3/4 of an inch little strip. So 12 by 3/4 of an inch. Let me scooch over. Okay, so we've got our 12 side, and now we've cut down 3/4 of an inch. That little strip, we're going to cut into 2 additional pieces. First, we're going to cut at 6 inches. So 6. So we've got our 6 piece and this other extra piece. This one we're going to cut down to 4. And we're going to save this little piece because we're going to do something with this in just a second. Actually, you know what? Let's do it right now so we can not lose it because it's kind of small. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in the hole puncher and we're going to punch out little holes out of this. So now we're going to have cute little round gold embellishments. Now if you're using a crocodile, you can use both sides, the small and the large. And of course, if you have other sizes of round hole punchers, you can use those as well. I'm just going to use what's on my table, but we're going to be adding those to our journal or album as well. Okay, so we're going to do some large, some small, and why not some more small. You'd be amazed how many little circles you can get out of just one little tiny strip. And why not a couple of more big ones we can fit out of here. And now we have a little cup full of great gold little embellishments that we're going to use later throughout. Okay, with those done, we can put those off to the side. And now what we're going to do is grab our little 4-inch and our 6-inch piece, and we're going to create the fishtail banners for the bottom. So those are going to go right down here. Now remember, we're not going to go past that point. We know we need to respect that area. So when you're adhering, just kind of visualize and keep that in mind. Now what we're going to do to create our fishtail banners is we're going to snip right down the center. And then if it's easier, you can turn this around because it might be easier to see. And we're going to come in at an angle from the corner to the center, and then from the other corner to the center and snip. And there we go. We have our little fishtail banner. There's our first one. That's going to go on the left. And then we're going to do the same thing for the one on the right. We're going to snip down the center, come in from the corner to the center, and the other corner to the center. And we've got 2 fishtail banners for the bottom. And now we're going to adhere those to the bottom of our page. Now, how far you come up, that's up to you. You want to leave a little bit of the page on the bottom for you to be able to see, I don't know, maybe like an 1/8 of an inch. Again, it's a matter of aesthetics. It's how you think looks pretty. We do not want to come too far up because we are going to be adhering some other stuff to the page. But you obviously can come up higher than what I've done if you'd like. And there's our first one on the right. And now let's do the left fishtail banner. Again, remembering to respect that crease. We do not want to glue anything, and we can turn it around this way. And that looks so pretty. Okay, let's do that. Let's glue that down. And I'm just going to use my other one to level this one off. So just kind of eyeballing it, making sure that once I put this down right here, I am leveled with the other one. I know where my crease line is. I know that I cannot go too far to the right. And then we're going to clean it up. And there you go. And now we have the Z fold with a double pocket and a magnetic closure and our decorative fishtail banners on the bottom. The next thing to do is going to be to cut some photo mats, which we're going to leave behind for now. So from your white cardstock or whatever color you prefer, maybe a cream is really nice. We're going to cut the following 4 pieces. We're going to need 2 pieces that are going to measure 2.5 by 2.5. So 2 of those little square ones, 2.5 by 2.5. We're also going to need a longer piece, and that's going to be 3 inches by 6.5. So 3 by 6.5. And then our final piece is going to be a 2.5 by 3.5. So you need a total of 4 mats, and those 4 pieces are going to get clipped on here for now. Where is my paper clip? Oh, where's my, oh, there it is. It was right at the top of the page. So we're going to paper clip those onto our page for now. Remember, we're going to be coming back and finishing our pages later on, but we've got this one 99% done, okay? This is what I had mentioned on the first video on day 1. If you missed it, you need to make sure and go back and watch that one. We're going to be coming back later to complete all of our pages at the end. But for now, we're going to leave it just like this paper clip. Once we have all of our main pages done, then we'll use all of our scraps to come back and complete. We are done with day 2, but we're under 30 minutes. So I think we can squeeze in day 3 because day 3 is going to be fairly simple and will still probably be under an hour for today. So to do this next page is going to be fairly simple as well. It's going to have a triple tuck at the bottom so that we can add photos, and we're going to be able to journal, and of course going to come back and embellish as well. And then we're going to have this top piece and our beautiful backs. So to do this first piece or this page, first we're going to need a double pocket sleeve. So find one of the ones with the double. And we're going to need our 3 French hens 12 by 12 page and our trimmer. So first, we're going to cut right down the middle. We're going to cut at 6. And that's going to keep some of our hens on the left hand side and some on the right. So our goal is to get these 3 French hens on the left hand side. So let's cut at 6 right down the middle. This is going to give us a 6 by 12 piece of paper. So you have half and half, and we're going to use the piece on the left hand side. So now we're going to put this one off to the side, and we're going to keep this one here. And we're going to bring in our scoreboard. So let's bring that back in. And we're going to lay the paper as such at the top. So we're going to be making sure that the hens are towards the top and the purple it's towards the bottom. And we're going to score that twice. The first score is going to be at 4 1/8. So 4 1/8 is our first score. And then we're going to score again at 8 1/4. So 8 1/4 right here. And this is going to give us this. We're going to take this top right here and we're going to round off those 2 top corners. So round off your left and your right. So our right and our left. And then we're going to fold right at the crease line, making sure that it's nice and aligned. And then we're going to burnish that down. So we have a nice fold, and then we're going to fold it again. And we're going to pinch, pinch, pinch. And we're going to burnish that down again. So that will give us our 3 French hens. Okay, now we're going to put that right down here. Now we've got a triple flip. So we flip and flip again, and there are the 3 French hens. Okay, with that done, we're going to need to come back to this top piece. So this piece right here, we're going to get from the other remaining 6 by 12. This hen right here is this one right here at the bottom, just like this. So all we're going to do is we're going to be cutting this at 4 inches. So in other words, this piece right here, just want to make sure you guys cut it from on the right place. It's this right here. That's all. We already have the 6-inch width, so all we need to do is cut the 4-inch height, right? So super simple cut. Now remember to save all of your scraps because we're going to be needing those for later. So let's bring our trimmer back and cut this at 4 inches. Also remember that if you want to give it an extra 1/8 of an inch so that you can come all the way up to the top, you can, but I'm perfectly happy with 4 inches, so I'm going to cut at 4. And now I've got my 4 by 6 French hen and the beautiful bauble ornament, and that goes right up here. Let me switch these around so you can see that they look exactly the same from the prototype to the one that we're doing now. And that completes that. So again, we're going to be saving all of the scraps because we're going to need all of these later on. So make sure you kind of tuck those safely away, because we're going to come back and do use these plus all kinds of embellishments that we're going to be adding from the leftovers. So that pretty much completes thus far pages 2 and 3. Of course, we're going to come back again and do some additions to that. But I hope you're having fun so far. Again, if you're not in the Facebook group, go join it and be able to partake and participate in all kinds of fun conversations, inspirations, and so much more. A quick reminder is, please make sure that if you're requesting membership to the Facebook group, that you are answering the questions in order to be permitted. If you don't answer the questions, automatically the Facebook assistant will decline your request for membership. So I'll never even see it. So please make sure that you're answering those questions. And of course, I remind you all that if you have any needs for any arts and crafts, we have two stores to serve you: our online store, spectrumartcreations.com, and our Etsy store as well, are loaded with thousands of items that you could go check out. And hopefully, I'm sure actually, you'll find something that you love. And we do combine shipping as well. If you have not joined us for our Saturday sales, please come by the channel again on Saturdays, usually starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and join us for our live sales. Make sure that you're subscribed so that you can get notified, right? And ring that bell so you can get notifications as to when we go live, because we also go live to just finish projects and work on things. We do craft alongs, and we would love to have you join us for those as well. And if you are enjoying this content, I would love to invite you to join Spectrum Art Creations Academy. This is a place where we have tons of extra perks and online classes. In the Spectrum Art Creations Academy, you'll be able to have exclusive video and content classes, craft along game nights, free digitals, exclusive giveaways, and so much more. So we hope that you will consider joining Spectrum Art Creations Academy for additional classes and workshops. I will be sure to leave a link at the end of the video with more information, so that you guys can go find out more about SACs Academy. And of course, I'm going to be leaving the following page, which is going to be page number 4, linked here once it is ready for upload. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you at the next video. Bye for now.